So, what are we doing here? Let's start by paying attention to the way that we're sitting. So, most of us are sitting. It's also okay if you're lying down. You can sit for this one. It helps with the way that the body or the air of our breath flows through the body. So, sitting in some comfortable, supportive posture, probably that'll be on a chair, just lightly resting our back against something, making sure your back stays somewhat upright, but you can lean some of your weight if you're in a chair. If you're sitting on the ground, and even if you're sitting on a chair, really allowing your body from the waist down to feel heavy and anchored. Sometimes I imagine that there's a taproot, the big root of a tree, extending downward from my tailbone and growing roots in the ground. And they might be extending downward from your feet as well. And from that solid base, growing downward, you might just find naturally your upper body feels a little bit lighter. Like you can just float upward a little more easily. From there, just check in real quick, different parts of your body. See if you're holding it in the most easeful way that you can be. So your face, for example. Perhaps you've scrunched up some part of your face. It doesn't need to be tense. Same thing with your tongue, your throat, shoulders. Am I holding these in the most easeful possible way? Do the same with our belly and lower back and hips. Letting things soften, be more rooted to the ground. We'll just notice the natural rise and fall of our breath before we do anything to it. Notice what's pleasant, what's pleasurable about just paying attention to the breath. You need to even give any words to what it is that's pleasant. Just tune into the pleasant part of noticing that you're breathing. It'd be such a relief. Really let yourself lean into enjoying just breathing. And with that, we'll start to lengthen our breath. You can play with this a little bit at the start. Just a little bit longer at first. Make sure the exhale is also just as long. Then even a little bit longer than that. And so on and so forth until you find your longest comfortable breath. Keyword being comfortable. When you find it, you might follow your breath from the tip of your nose all the way down to the bottom of your belly for a couple of rounds. And then from the bottom of the belly back out to the tip of the nose. Still leaning into what's really nice about this, what feels good. Notice that the busyness of your mind will continue to nag at you a little bit, but that actually it doesn't interrupt your breath. Both can happen at the same time. Tune into that throughout the practice today. Notice how you can have both a busy, noisy mind and be attending to your breath. Not mutually exclusive. We can begin what we'll call the longest of counting. So with that longest breath, counting 1 through 9 on the inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And on the exhale, counting 9 back through 1. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So you do that at your own pace. Whatever the length of your longest breath is, you just extend those 9 numbers back and forth over the breath. Notice your mind really wanting to do it right, get those numbers right. Also, any resistance that happens with thoughts. Just let go of all these things as much as you can. No need to hold any of these tensions. They're not helping you, even though your mind thinks they are. Continuing to count 1 through 9 on the inhale, and 9 back through 1 on the exhale. However long your longest breath is. Well, shorten your breath slightly to just count the numbers 1 through 6, the same cadence. So you might be taking a breath that's slightly longer than a normal breath. Slightly longer, but not too much. 1 through 6 now on the inhale and 6 through 1 on the exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Just breathing gently, easily in and out of the nose. worry too much about thoughts. Just lean into the numbers. Shortening the breath even further so that it's comfortable and even more easeful and gentle. Counting now just 1 through 3 on the inhale, and 3 back through 1 on the exhale. A shorter breath. 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 3, 2. Seeing if the body and mind can calm themselves a little bit with this shorter breath. Noticing what's pleasant about this shortened, gentle breath. If you feel your thoughts are overwhelming, just lean in easily to the numbers even more. Get even closer to your numbers. 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. You might even feel the way that your mouth wants to move to actually enunciate them. 1, 2, 3, 3, 2. Shortening breath even further now to the shortest comfortable breath. Keyword comfortable. Just counting 1 on the inhale, 1 on the exhale. 1, 1, 1. Just like that. Making sure you're comfortable and enjoying anything that's relaxed or easeful about this shorter, softer breath. Letting go of those numbers entirely now. Just noticing the flow of air moving in and out of your nose with that shortest, comfortable breath. Notice the short spurt of air move into the nose, towards the throat, and back out. Let your face and shoulders soften. the emerging space in your mind, even if it's still busy. Any pockets of openness. That same length of breath, the shortest comfortable breath. Just notice one point around the tip of your nose or above your top lip. The air just flows back and forth over, flowing one way and flowing the other way, just in this one spot. Keeping your attention in one place, but noticing air flows back and forth over this one place. Be between your upper lip and your nose. Could be around the tip of your nose. You pick. Wherever you feel that air flowing over, and just stay there, even if you feel like you don't feel it at first. Stay in one place and pay closer and closer attention to that one place. Feeling little bristles of air. Imagine your mind is like a magnifying glass on this one spot. Letting go of that. Allow your attention to just soften and open up to the space behind your eyes. Noticing the space in front of you. With your eyes closed. Paying any particular attention to any one thing, just opening up to what's directly in front of you. Enjoying the openness, this wide open space, while keeping some awareness of having a short breath. Still paying attention to this space in front of you. Lengthen your breath a little bit. So without counting, something like the breath we had on our 3 count. A little bit longer, but still shorter than a normal breath. Noticing the space in front of you. Not getting too fixated on whether you're breathing right. Getting your breath even further. It's a little longer than a normal breath. Something like that 6 count that we had. Again, not so fixated, just intending to have a little bit of a longer breath. Still paying attention to the space in front of you. Allowing yourself to rest in the darkness behind your eyes. Grabbing home to any images, colors. Lengthening one more time. So you're back at the longest comfortable breath, but rather than counting, you're just noticing still this dark space in front of you. If you like, you can imagine that you're breathing in the light of the moon into your body. Leaning into what's comfortable and enjoyable. We did with the shortest breath. Picking just one spot between your nose and your top lip. And with this longest comfortable breath, just notice the air flow over and back on this one spot, breathing your longest comfortable breath. Still imagining taking a magnifying glass to that one spot. That, following the flow of this longest breath in from the tip of the nose all the way to the bottom of the belly and back out from the belly, out through the nose. Just a few rounds of breathing like this. If your body can be so relaxed, as to just receive this big, deep breath. Finally, ending just where we started, counting your longest comfortable breath, 1 through 9, and 9 back through 1. Letting go of that, returning to normal breathing. Take a moment just to appreciate yourself for your time and effort to practice today, to do something kind for yourself, to do something to help yourself, which you've just done. Taking a moment to appreciate your intention. Thank yourself. As you feel ready, you can end your practice, taking in some deeper breaths and some small movements, perhaps, of the hands and feet, face, and eventually flickering the eyes open as well.